Ser mulher ainda é um grande desafio. Hoje eu vou te levar até a parte sul de Los Angeles para você conhecer uma pessoa que vem mudando essa realidade. Angela Nardolilo, mulher, humanitária, ativista, que enfrenta o desafio de ir a lugares afetados por desastres naturais. Ela é fundadora da ONG Off the Grid Missions, que oferece recursos e treinamento a sobreviventes com foco na comunidade de surdos. Eu tive a chance de conhecer essa mulher surpreendente durante um treino de defesa pessoal aqui em Los Angeles. E ver toda a dedicação a ajudar outras mulheres me inspirou ainda mais a conhecer essa história. Hoje estou acompanhando a Angela em uma palestra onde ela vai compartilhar como o trabalho dela vem fazendo diferença na vida de outras mulheres. Vamos nessa?
Vamos nessa!
Nesse evento que celebrou a diversidade e a inclusão das mulheres no mercado de trabalho, outras grandes representantes da comunidade surda, que atuam em diferentes áreas, dividiram com a Angela o palco principal. Angela, you were born in Europe, but you also Puerto Rican descendant. Do you also speak Spanish?
Hablo español.
Speak
Hablo
Portuguese?
español.
Speak
Falo português.
Ah, fala português. So you've been living in South Bay. How is it? How is the area?
I love it. I think it's, of all the places I've ever lived, I feel you have so many diversities, cultures, food, people, sports, businesses. Everyone feels very productive, creative.
And as a woman, during the missions, have you sensed an imminent threat?
Definitely. When I started off the grid, I wasn't trained in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. So I definitely had a lot less tools, awareness, mental, psychological. But I've been through some terrible experiences in my past, so I was already had a heightened alert, but trained tools I didn't have. And once I was faced with more imminent threats, then I became aware of my own safety and why I needed to expand on the tools that I had.
There is a lot of misinterpretation of the deaf and hard of hearing people. How do we fix that?
I think it starts with communication, awareness, education. There's a lot of misconceptions and labeling put on deaf and hard of hearing people. For example, it's easy to label them deaf mute, but mute means that you can't speak. I'm hard of hearing and I can speak. It should just be deaf. And why do we say deaf and not hearing impaired? Because impaired means broken, right. And we're not broken. We have a language. Same as you go to a different country, if you go in a room with deaf people and you don't sign and you go in, then who would we call impaired? It's the same thing. So we're more of a culture, a community. We have our own language, grammatical structure. We have our own songs. It's beautiful. So we take pride in who we are, and it's difficult when the outside world doesn't. For example, you have a hearing family who they have a deaf child and they don't know what to do. but then a doctor says, put a cochlear on it, before the child has an opportunity to make that decision for themselves, because it's not an easy surgery and it's permanent. So you can't go back. And you have hearing people that think it's cute to teach sign language to their hearing child, but they won't give the same opportunity for a deaf child. So where is that fair? So you have a lot of labeling, a lot of misconception. People think they want to pray for you, they think you're sick, they think they can cure you, when it's like, why? I love my language. You have deaf people, when they give birth to another deaf child, it's beautiful, it's a celebration. It doesn't mean they're limited, it's a culture. And I think once it's recognized in that way, and then people can start to, expand and learn sign language to communicate and not think it's just a tool. It's not a tool. It's a language. It's beautiful. It's like French. It's like Spanish. Like Portuguese.
Haiti, Indonésia, Porto Rico, Cuba. Esses são alguns dos países que receberam ajuda da equipe de voluntários da organização Off the Grid Missions, liderada pela Angela.
Where did you start fighting for your community and your missions?
Everything happened organically. I would travel, I saw parts of the world, and then I would see the deaf within different areas of the world, and it opened my eyes to more and more. And the deeper I went, the more remote, off the grid I went, the more I saw. So it evolved from meeting with deaf children in Puerto Rico on my family's island, all the way to more underdeveloped countries, and seeing that it's not just access to language.
How do you provide access to high-risk areas? How was it before and now, after you founded off-the-grid missions organization?
Before, it was me, and I had to solicit for donations from my circle. And then, the more and more recognition online, the more the donors grew and the organization grew. And now we have sponsors who we partner with, who provide us with those tools. And we have more team members, backpackers, and I'm more behind the scenes directing those backpackers and where to go. And backpackers are recognizing our work, and they're recognizing the way that we work. It's not your typical go, stay in, a hotel, and we figure out connections. So our team, it's made up of backpackers who are fluent with sign language. Everyone is a member of the deaf community. So when we have our meetings, it's in sign language. Those who are hearing are interpreters, or CODA, or deaf, or hard of hearing.
So what does it mean to you helping those women out there and even over here where you live?
I think it's important that the information I get, I keep it moving. I take it, pass it, take it and pass it. And that's really the goal when I educate myself, is to pass it and to give it and to give it. That was the first thing that I noticed when I stepped on the mat and I learned how to defend myself. The tools, for someone my size, small, it was amazing, and I felt that I had to learn as much as possible and pass it forward.
And then, especially for them, what's the value on the teaching?
The value is beautiful because information is so limited when communication and language is limited. So the more that I can get and pass on in sign language, it's more information that they will have that they just don't have access to. So it's the value of information itself.
inscreva-se no canal, deixe seu like e ative as notificações para você acompanhar todos os episódios do canal Elas aqui no ClickTube.